Hey, it's Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. This is the 17th, and I'm coming to you from the butcher shop. It is cold out. It's like -4 out there this morning, and yesterday it was in the 30s. Okay, I had a viewer point out that I cut myself off yesterday on the third video, and first of all, I want to remind you that our correspondence on the internet, we do not pay for security on there. And if we don't pay for security, we cannot assume that it is secure and that it can't be manipulated. Here's an example. When I when I announced on the 28th that I was closing the farm, in several days there was 7,000 hits, 7,000 views. When I announced that I was going to keep the farm open, there was 1,200 views. Okay, so you can see that that is being manipulated. It is being squashed. So that's where you come in. If you feel strongly about some of the things that I'm talking about, your job is to share it. Because once you share it, it's out of the bag, and nobody can stop it from there. Same thing with our emails. We know that our emails are sorted, and there's a very good chance that our phone is listened to. So that's just the way it is. But I really don't have anything that I don't share with you that, you know, I don't care if I'm saying everything right here. So that's it. Okay, yesterday I was talking about General Boykin and how he said to us that the key to this was oath of office. And I told you that I assumed that I was to hold these people to their oath of office. Well, I was incorrect, and I explained to you that you cannot hold these people to their oath of office. They are not there for the same reasons why a lot of us servants go into the military or serve in government. There are a lot of good people in government, that's for sure. We cannot hold them to their oath. So whose oath was he talking about? He was talking about my oath and your oath. I recently did a briefing, and at the end of it I felt as though the thing to do was to ask people if they would take an oath of office, and I did. I swore in several hundred people, and I gave them I administered the oath of office that I would have taken as an enlisted person in the Air Force, with the exception of the part where I say that I will obey the orders of the officers appointed above me. I left that out because that would not apply to them. But if you're going to take an oath to protect and defend the U.S. Constitution, you had better know it. You had better know it. These are not hard to find. And there we go again, these pocket guides to the Constitution. I get them by the box, and whenever we go someplace, I hand them out, and I'm doing it because it's of great interest to me now, because when I was under the gun, the only thing that saved me was the Constitution. You cannot reason with bureaucrats because they have a goal in mind, and they're going to get there any way they can. Okay. Take an oath to protect and defend this document. Read this document, and then as you read each line item in the Bill of Rights, let's just start right there. The first one is the right to free speech. Imagine yourself someplace where there is no free speech, and you don't have to go back in history in this country too far into the 1770s to know what it was like to not have free speech. An example would be if you spoke out against the king, said, "I don't like the king," whatever. You could be shot for that. You did not have the right to free speech. You did not have the right to criticize the local governments. You did, and the Second Amendment. That's kind of a hot one these days. The right to own and bear arms. Think about that. If you did not have that, if you did not have the right to own and bear arms, not only could you not go deer hunting, you couldn't do that if you didn't have that right to own them, but you also would not be quite as secure in your own home, because if you did not have the right to own a firearm, I guess you just have to have a baseball bat in that house. Well, that wouldn't work too good if somebody else had a firearm, and we know that criminals don't always obey the law. So, just think that through. I know a lot of people go wild on the Second Amendment. Well, you don't need an assault rifle to hunt deer. Just think that through a little bit, folks. I know most people have these days, and go on down the list, the Third Amendment, Fourth, Fifth. Third Amendment says that the government can't billet troops in your home. Now think about that. Think about if you had to clear out your daughter's room because some soldier was going to be staying in there, just because the government said so. Not good. All right, and go through that. That'd be a good exercise for today. All right, the other thing is I'm going to title this Stand Up and Speak Out, because as I briefed you yesterday, a letter came out from Rusty Mason, freeze frame, and what the DNR is going to do is they're going to pick it up where they left off. And what they're going to do is tell you that you have a problem and that they want to give you the fix on it, and that fix is that they need to start searching your properties for invasive species. What I need you to do this time is think and research and inquire. Do we have a problem? All right? And I talked to you about deer in the state of Michigan. 65,000 people or 150,000 people hit them in the state of Michigan a year, and it racks up lots and lots of people that are killed. But do we have a problem with deer? It depends who you talk to. All right, I have a problem with them here on my farm, but then again, my kids like to hunt them. So, is it a problem? I kind of weigh it out. Do we have a problem with feral swine? I've never seen one, and I've only met a few obscure people that say they have seen them. The DNR has said that they've had sightings in 70-something counties. What we need to do is take them into a court of law again and make them prove these sightings. Make them give proof for what they're spending millions of your dollars on that is a non-issue. Okay, but I don't think we'll do that. I don't think that's going to be productive, because we saw last time how unproductive it was. But what we can do is we can barrage their offices and request Freedom of Information requests, proof of the feral swine invasion in our country, in our state. So we need to do that. And then I need you to think about something else. Like I've said, our form of government is the best in the world. The people that we have in those positions are probably the worst in the world. And that's been a process that's been going on for a long time. Good people have been pushed out and the shysters have moved in. That's just the way it is. What we have going on in Michigan right now is horrendous. We have an administration that has hid evidence that there was lead in the drinking water and the people that live in Flint for 2 years. They have hid that evidence, and it was there. Water samples were showing high concentrations of lead in the drinking water. Kids are drinking it. People are bathing in it. They're cooking in it. It's in the schools. And the administration hid that information from the people until people started getting sick. And then, it went from there. It's 2 years that went on. So here you have an administration that hides evidence from the people, and at the same time they are creating evidence. They're creating this false narrative of feral swine running everywhere. And I know you might think that I have interests in this, that it's self-serving interest. I do not. If you go to the videos, you'll see where Harry Martin in the court of law up in Missaukee County said that they don't plan to come after me anymore. So in effect, my pigs are okay. They're certified by the Attorney General's office as really good pigs. So in effect, you could get my pigs and you could be free from any kind of inspection or hassle from the DNR, in effect. But this letter says, Dear Producer. Right at the top there, Dear Producer. All right? doesn't say deer hunting camp. It says deer producer. All right? Doesn't say operator. It says producer. So who's that for? Huh. I wonder. I plan to put this on a bulletin, on a a dry erase board, and go through the language on here, because this language is something that you have to understand. This is language that has been around for a long time. It's classic doublespeak, comes right out of 1984, George Orwell, and these guys have it down. Rusty has it down to an art. This letter right here probably represents several hundred hours of work, of them putting it together and making it read that they have the authority to do what they say they have the authority, but I'm here to tell you they do not have the authority constitutionally. And that is where we come in. We take an oath to protect and defend this document right here. We do that, and that is the light that we shine on these people that they can do nothing about. Okay, we'll pick it up again next time. It's Mark from Baker's Green Acres. Remember, anyone can farm.